Hi, Sweet Pea.
Hi, Mummy Bear.
Here with another Chit Chat.
Yes, episode 52 coming your way.
And this one is with Tanya Anderson.
It is, yes.
Tanya was on Gardener's World a few years ago when she was talking to Francis about making using her garden, her allotment at the time actually, for making her soaps, her candles, her face creams, all sorts of
Yes.
lovely things.
Yeah.
And her business and her website is called Lovely Greens, and she has a YouTube channel of the same name. And if you're looking for inspiration, if you're into making those sorts of things, you can find it
Yes.
all on her YouTube channel. It's a really great watch, isn't it,
Oh,
Sweet
it's
Pea?
absolutely brilliant. I went on there because I am in my kind of soap making mode because it's Christmas
Soap making
time.
era,
Soap making era.
as the kids
and
say.
I had a look on there and it was just really great to have a look and to get ideas.
Yeah,
So my head is full now.
very easy to follow. Well,
Absolutely.
Tanya joined us to talk about her dream garden,
Mm-hmm.
and it coincidentally has occurred at the same time as
I know, this is funny.
her potential move, her hopeful
Yeah.
move, because she's currently in the process of selling up
Yep.
and moving to her dream house and dream garden.
Quite literally. It's
Quite
it's
literally.
amazing how we timed this one.
Yeah, sea views and all.
Yes.
So it was really great to hear the sorts of things she'd like to deck out her new garden with.
Exactly. It was perfect. Is that it's as if we actually had in real life a canvas on which to work on.
It's also as if we actually had in real life a plan.
A plan.
But sadly, that's not how you'd describe us, so it definitely
No.
wasn't that.
No.
Anyway, we do cover all sorts of subjects. Tanya is
Mhm.
on the Isle of Man, and one of their biggest pests is the New Zealand flatworm, which also
Yes.
does occur in some pockets of the UK and
Mhm.
is a huge problem because it just destroys our lovely native earthworms, the ones that
Yep.
do all the good to our
It
soil.
goes num 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 num.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
And so it's very
Precisely.
interesting hearing from Tanya how they handle it over there on the Isle of
Yes.
Man.
And then, of course, we talk all about soaps, making
Mhm.
creams. We've got the whole shebang in there. We
We
talk
have.
about making essential oils because, of course, those are essential for making soaps and anything at home, and about roses and how expensive some essential oils are because
Yeah.
it can get quite a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and even if you want to make it yourself, you need acres of this stuff.
You need a lot of space to be able
You
to
do.
grow all the roses, all the lavender for your essential oils. But a
Absolutely.
very interesting nugget from the chat about face creams is Tanya talks about those commercially sold face creams that we know of. And she said how skin creams are about 70 to 80% water.
And I
So that
now
really
checked
makes
them,
you
and it
think.
is.
That makes you think, doesn't it, what you're spending your
Yeah.
hard earned money on? So
It's
here's a little
amazing.
way around it if you follow
Hmm.
Tanya's tips. Also, it should be mentioned that Tanya talks about bearded irises and she couldn't recall the name of the ones that she particularly likes. You're going to love these names, Sweet Pea.
Oh, yeah.
They are called
Yeah.
Hissy Fit, Carnaby, and Let's Be Friends. So those are three of her
Brilliant.
favourites. There was also
Very
a question
cool.
about where Tanya gets her bare roots from, and that company is called Hope Grove Nurseries.
Oh,
And also,
okay.
should just mention that at one point I say about lavender making a noise, how I love the sound of lavender, and I never fully articulate that that is referring to the bees
I
that are
forgot
attracted
about
to the lavender. So we don't have noisy lavender as such.
No.
It is all the lovely bees that are attracted to it.
You're not just walking down there and it's just screaming at you like, what are you doing?
Exactly. In terms of noises, Tanya has cats and dogs her
She
end. I think
does.
it's the
Yeah.
cats who join in. We
Mm,
have a dog our end who of
we do,
course
of
joins
course.
in as always. So you get
Mm,
the full animal experience on this one.
exactly.
But Sweet Pea, tell us the format.
So, for Tanya's dream garden, we had the garden boundary, the shed or greenhouse, 5 ornamentals, 5 edibles, 1 statement tree, pond or pool plus 1 plant, and finally, favourite seating area, drink, and 1 plant by.
And if you want to find any of the recommendations that Tanya makes or
Mm,
want links to Tanya's pages, then all of
exactly.
that is on our website,
Yes. It's
notjustagarden.co.uk.
all there. We make it very easy to find.
It's very easy. Likewise for all our guests on the Chit
Yes.
Chats. And also, if you want to get in touch or have any questions for us about our
Mm-hmm.
latest Chit Chats or any previous, then
Exactly.
you can click on the contacts page
Yep.
on our website or you can email us at notjustagarden@outlook.com.
We are here, people.
So, Sweet Pea, shall we have a listen to this one?
Absolutely.
So this is episode 52, a good old chit-chat with Tanya Anderson.
Off we go.
Welcome, Tanya, to Good Old Chit-Chat.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for joining us because, as you were saying before we started recording, you've got a full family there joining you on this with your 2 new kittens, your new puppy. It's all happening around your place.
We went from having 4 pets to having 7 in the space of 2 weeks. One was planned,
That's a lot.
the puppy Solomon, and then the 2 kittens showed up as feral kittens in the garden.
Wow.
So they needed rescuing.
So full house. So you've got an older sort of German Shepherd type dog, haven't you?
Yeah.
Well, she's
beautiful.
not yet 2. So she's still a baby herself,
Oh,
really.
wow.
And we wanted to wait till she was a little bit older to get a second dog after she turns 2. But we had an opportunity to get one locally, which is difficult in the Isle of Man to get a
Yep.
puppy.
I can imagine, yes.
Yeah, so most people have to go across to the Big Island,
Yep.
to England. And so we decided to get him, and then we brought him home 2 days later. It was a rainy morning, just dark, and I heard a kitten crying outside. And then another one showed up, and I had to borrow traps, and it was quite a thing. And then so it's 7 animals now. I've become that crazy cat lady officially.
So the others are cats, are they? So you got 2 dogs and
2 dogs and 5
cats.
5 cats. Oh
Crikey.
my
5
goodness.
cats, wowzers.
Well, I guess it keeps the vermin away.
Yeah.
Well.
If you want to
I only say that because
silver
I'm
linings.
experiencing rats in my bedroom roof, and it means very sleepless nights at the moment as they do river dance on the ceiling. So
They do
It's really unlucky to say the R word here.
oh yes, I remember.
I find it difficult, even though I'm not Manx, obviously.
Mhm.
I can't say it here without someone spinning and whistling.
Yeah, is that the antidote to
Really?
saying it? Then, as
Apparently,
a spin and a whistle,
yeah,
right.
or just a cringe. Oh,
Yeah.
oh dear.
Banished from the
Ooh.
island. Well, so you're on the Isle of Man, and you've been there now 15 years. Is that right?
Yes.
But clearly,
longer.
that's not a Manx accent. You are from the US originally.
I
Where
am.
were you from? Which part of the US?
Yeah.
I am from Washington State,
Okay.
so I'm from actually a really small island north of Seattle.
Ah, so you know
It's
island
an
life.
island
then.
called Whidbey Island. Oh yes, so it's smaller than
Okay.
here,
Right.
So it's fine.
At what point did you come over to the UK?
Well, I'm from a military family, so my
Okay.
father was in the Navy, and so we did move
Oh.
a bit when I was younger.
I can
So we
imagine,
lived
yeah.
overseas. Yeah, we lived in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then we moved back when I was still quite young. And then I spent all of my school years in the States. And then as soon as I graduated from uni, I left and I moved to Germany.
All right.
Yeah.
Crikey,
and I
what
lived
for?
there. Oh, I took an internship there, and I've got friends there as well. So I studied graphic design and illustration
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
in university, which I use to this day, but not as much as you would if you're a professional. But initially, I wanted to go into advertising, so I had an internship with Grey Worldwide over in Germany, so I was there.
Right.
Then I moved to London.
So how long were you in Germany for?
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years.
Nice.
Do you speak German whilst you were there?
Yeah.
A bit,
Ein
but
bisschen.
everyone speaks English in
Yeah.
the
I can
advertising
imagine.
world.
Yeah.
And then I ended up working for a British company, and
Yeah.
so my German is quite lazy.
Yeah.
Ja, das Schnitzel, ja.
Oh, excellent.
And so then you ended up in London again, a career move?
Yep. I used to work for a company, a well-known mobile phone manufacturer, and so I worked in their design studio there as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
And then got to the point where I quit. I started contracting, did that for a little bit in London.
Still
and
in
then,
design?
Yeah, still in design. And then my ex-husband and I wanted to move out of the city. It was just very stressful. And the Isle of Man came up on our radar. And he came over for a recce. I was too busy with my job at that time with a contract. And he said, "You'll love it." And I said, "Fine, get me out of here."
So you didn't even go on the recce. You
Wow.
just took his word.
No,
And
he took a few photos. I just wanted to get out of the city. I mean,
yeah.
London has so much to offer, and when I visit these days, I have so much fun.
Yeah.
But living in such a big place long term,
it can kind of bring you down.
It's fun for a bit, isn't it? I was there for a while and it was great at first, and then it just wasn't really sustainable, but I absolutely love visiting, because then it's your playground, isn't it? And you can leave when the day's done.
And you can leave.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
and
the
retreat.
thing. It's when you live in a quiet place, you don't you start to hear all the noises that people in the city are
Too much
just
stimulation.
well, there's always something. There's sirens, there's people, there's light pollution. And I honestly I'm not surprised at all that people have mental health issues, especially in urban areas, because that is not natural. We should not be living in environments like that.
No, not for extended period of
entirely.
time, for sure. So the Isle of Man, what a great move. And it's not part of the UK, is it? It's its own sort of separate...
It's its own separate thing. It has, a very close relationship.
Yeah.
So the king is actually the governor here.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. And it's independent. It's a crown dependency.
Yeah.
So there's a close relationship, but taxation is different, laws are different, but it mirrors the UK in a lot of ways.
Okay. So the move there from Washington via Germany, via London to Isle of Man, was that a hard move to make, or did you just immediately feel this is it? This is
in my life, I have moved 24 times.
Yeah, you're used to it.
I can imagine it just comes so easily now.
The sentimentality of a house. I know that so many people are very sentimental, and I'm in the process right now of selling this house, and we're trying to move to hopefully what will be our forever home. But I'm not getting too sentimental about it. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, how could you leave all the work you've put into the garden and the house? This is a stepping stone, and you can create a garden wherever you are.
Yeah. So when you moved to the place where you are now, you set up the garden there. When you moved there, did you know this is what you wanted to do? Because you had an allotment prior to moving there, is that right?
I had an allotment, and we owned a small house not far from here, and I had a garden, a back garden there as well. So I wanted more space, and I really wanted to garden in just one area. So no commuting.
Yeah.
And I knew I wanted a large undercover growing space too. And so that has all come to fruition here. I have a polycrub, so it's a hard-shelled polytunnel. It's incredible.
It looks
I will
amazing.
build one wherever I live, as long as I live in the north, because it is incredible. And then I've basically been able to recreate my allotment, but just outside the door, so it's a much shorter
more
commute.
Convenient. So you set that up there. Now with your move to a new place, hopefully, fingers crossed, all being well. Yeah. Will you take the polycrub with you? Will you dig up
you
a
just
load of
lift
plants and take them with you?
Unfortunately, not. It is a structure that required planning permission. Right. It is cemented into the ground, which is why it doesn't budge in the wind.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So quite deep. It was very hard work because the ground that it sits on is essentially hardcore. Right. So Josh and I were like picking at it bit by bit. Had to in the end hire a piece of equipment like a jackhammer just to dig the holes for the posts. Yeah. But basically, it has to stay here.
That's not going anywhere.
No, that's not budging.
We'll be building a new one though.
But what about the plants?
I am going to be taking quite a few of the plants with. Obviously, when you sell a house, the new owners don't want the garden to be absolutely wrecked. They want to arrive and have it the way that they expect it to.
Well, especially yours, because I imagine that's the main draw is your beautiful plot.
Yeah,
all the work you've done there. So they turn up and
I have just enough time to do some division. So I'm going to be doing that today. So digging up clumps and planting them into containers. I am reluctant to take too many plants, because I have the New Zealand flatworm here at the house. It is all over the island, but I'm not sure that it's at the new place. And I will be asking to go and check that out over the winter.
That's a good
They
point.
really start
You don't want to bring
emerging
it over.
late winter. No.
Because they devour earthworms, don't they? And
they
sort
do
of deplete the supply of nice, yummy earthworms.
And a lot of people are quite complacent about them here. And so they basically travel around on potted plants shared between friends. And they love plastic. Oh God, they're horrible. And aside from picking them off and destroying them and destroying their eggs, there's not a whole lot we can do about them. And so I want to avoid the possibility of bringing them with.
So this is an island-wide issue. Is the government involved at all, or is there any initiative to try and do an attack from all angles, everyone knowing the process and protocol when they come across one?
Well, there is literature on the government website here, and occasionally there will be something shared through, I guess, Facebook or whatnot, but it is not taken nearly as seriously as it should be. It devastates the soil structure because there's no worms burrowing through it.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
So I wonder what happens in New Zealand in terms of controlling it. There must be something that preys. Maybe the kiwi. Maybe you need to get some kiwis that come and prey on.
Well, I have had a look.
Kakapo.
So the issue is that they're only present on the South Island where they're native. And there are very few worms.
Right.
So basically, it's just part of their natural system. Whereas here, it's a free-for-all because there are so many earthworms. And I'm not sure if you can hear the kittens are playing back behind.
Hello. How are they managing to keep them just to the South Island, though? Because so much goes on between the North and South.
I'm not sure. But you know, earthworms, the species of earthworms that are present in different places are completely different. Some have defenses against some predators and some don't. There are, I think, dozens of different types of it that are present in the British Isles.
Yeah.
We're only looking at a worm and seeing a worm, but you know, as a gardener, we know the difference between, say, an earthworm type and one that might be in the compost. So the red wrigglers that you see in wormeries. So I'm not completely sure, but all I know is that we don't have any control measures other than manually picking them off. And so putting down some black plastic, which they love, going under and kind of curling up under, and then lifting it every day. So earlier this year, I spent about 6 weeks doing this, and I reckon that I destroyed about 200 flatworms in my garden in one area. In one area where I was laying down some landscaping fabric, covering it with wood chip, and then peeling it back every day. They would just reappear.
It's just an ongoing battle. I hope you don't have any at your new place. That would be a breath of fresh air, wouldn't it? To have
Fingers
to deal with that
crossed.
daily.
But going back to your question, I have to be so careful with bringing plants. And so I will be looking at that this winter and potentially creating kind of like a quarantine area, see if there's some way that I can exclude them.
Right.
Because we always thought if we move, we're just going to take all the plants, going to take all of them to us. But I've never thought about the pests because we get a few here.
I have moved from a couple of gardens, including an allotment and the last house. And my recommendation is be as transparent as you can with the new owners, but take everything that you hold dear because there is this thought that, we should, the next owner will love this rose or love this small dwarf apple tree. Well, the reality is that the last house that we sold, I saw a photo. It's a small community here. So I saw a photo of my previous garden, so the back garden, on Facebook a couple of months after we moved. And the guy had completely flattened it. All of the pathways that I put in, pea gravel, which is not cheap, the raised beds, the plants.
Sad, isn't it?
It was just scraped back
brutal.
and put down to lawn.
Yeah.
Britain is filled with a lot of people who love gardening.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who don't. They just want to cut the grass. And that's it.
Yeah. So what's special about the new place that you're hoping to move to?
The house is a little bit bigger than this, but it has much more land.
Wow, how much are you talking?
Much more.
Really?
So, yes. And it has only one neighbor.
Oh, now that is always nice.
Isn't that amazing?
That
Yes.
sounds lovely. Peaceful.
I know. Very peaceful. So, unfortunately, right before this call, I got an email through. We had an offer on our house that we had accepted.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you have accepted it?
Yeah, on Friday. And so we've been celebrating a bit, but they've just withdrawn.
Ah, it's horrible.
No.
It's such a nightmare sort of in-between phase where you want to celebrate but can't till you've got the keys in your hand, really, can you? Because there are all
I
these
know.
hurdles to get over.
Oh, that's frustrating.
That's a shame, but
it's all right. We'll get there in the end.
so, and what is your plan with the? Are we talking acres or?
Yes.
Acre. Oh, wow, acres of. Do you have a sea view?
Yes.
Oh my goodness me.
That's my mum's dream.
Pack your bags, sweet pea. We're going to the Isle of Man.
Okay.
So acres of land, sea view. I mean, one neighbour. It sounds incredible. So will you do more of the same as what you're doing here, but bigger? Or have you got other plans?
There's going to be other plans for sure, but
other
I will
plans.
carry on doing what I'm doing already.
Yeah.
But building on to being able to host more workshops,
right?
For example.
Yeah.
To other things that I don't want to talk about just yet.
No,
there's just, the thing is like we could have kept this all to ourselves and not said a word about our plans, but it's just such a small place, and I have a lot of people who follow the garden and what I do here, and I had someone who had already spotted that we were selling our house before it was online, and I'm like, I can't keep this secret, and if it all falls through in the end, at least people know that this is our plan and we will be moving from here at some point because we do need more space to be able to pursue what we want to do.
Yeah. So your workshops are this is something that really interests Sweet Pea. So Sweet Pea's be very keen on making her natural soaps, her candles. It's done a lot of that kind of thing, and that's what your workshops are about. Is doing and the skincare as well.
I mainly focus on soap making for the workshops at this time, but it's also because I'm constrained. I hire a space for the workshops, and so for like a day, and so taking everything there, bringing it all back, it's a lot of hard work. So I want to have a dedicated space to be able to host workshops, and so this place
that would be fantastic.
That would be amazing.
That. So how did you get into the skincare products, the candles, the soap,
the cleansers, the creams?
Well, we all love them, don't we?
Yes.
And when I lived in London, I was buying everything, as most people do, and I was just curious about what's in them and could I make these? And I've just always been a creative person with my design background and making things, and I love cooking as well. So I started teaching myself how to make different products, lip balms, soap, just from things I came across on the internet, a few basic books that were around at the time as well. And a lot of it is really simple. I mean, as with cooking, you can make a really simple dish, or you could be extremely elaborate with the exact same kind of dish. So you can go both ways. And oftentimes what we buy in shops, it has a very long list of ingredients. In skincare, some of that will just be the tiniest amount, and it will only be there for marketing purposes because it's not in such a quantity that's going to do anything. But soap making really interests me, and it's just we use it every day. We only use bar soap for the most part, especially with cleaning our hands and body, face even as well. So I started doing the workshops 2014. So what's that been? 11 years ago. And I've been doing them regularly since. And even in such a small place like the Isle of Man, 85,000 people, I always have booked out workshops because, learning something like that, it's not only fun and a creative experience, but it's a skill that you could take forward to carry on making your own soap.
Yeah, absolutely. When you went to the Isle of Man, did you continue in a career in design when you were there, or did you have that? Was that a complete step change for you? Move to the island and then do something completely different?
It wasn't possible for me to carry on doing what I was doing. And I had some job offers, but I would have had to commute to Bristol or London.
Oh,
and I
blimey.
didn't want to do that.
No.
That
No.
doesn't sound fun.
No. So fortunately at the time, my ex-husband was like, you focus on what you want to do at this moment. And, we had savings. We had ideas of building new careers here and all of that. And so I got an allotment and I learned how to start keeping bees, and I carried on teaching myself how to make soap. So I was very privileged at that time to have a bit of time to just explore hobbies and interests.
And you had that vision already when you were moving over?
Kind of, but it wasn't really business focused. It wasn't like I was doing this to start a business. I was doing it because I wanted to do it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There's just so much satisfaction and fulfillment and growing your own and making useful things.
Yeah.
And so I carried on doing that. And the soap making, though, got expensive because every bottle of essential oil, every single purchase
It's so
was very
expensive, essential oils.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so I decided, well, I've got all these piles of soap lying around the house everywhere. It's much more than two people could use. So I looked into getting a market stall at a Christmas market. And that was the end of 2011. Yeah, just to shift some of my products so I could buy more ingredients, really. And it did quite well. And then I thought, maybe this is something I could do regularly. So I actually did sell at the farmer's market here regularly, every month, every 2 weeks even, for a long while. And then my marriage broke down in 2014 or 2013, end of 2013. And then I had to really kind of pull myself up and start thinking, how can I actually afford to pay for everything myself with what I'm doing? Because I didn't want to change at that point. I wanted to carry on gardening and making products. So that's when I had to really buckle down on creating a business.
So you'd been doing that for how long? Did you say 2011?
So it was 2 years at that point.
2 years.
So between the time of the first Christmas market and my marriage breaking down, it was 2 years of doing farmers markets and whatnot. So I had a little bit of savings from what I'd been doing. Not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but it kept me going.
Yeah.
And I'd also discovered around that time that what I was writing on my website, which was a proper blog at that point, was getting picked up by search engines and people were visiting. And I started making a little money off of it through having Google ads on it. And I thought, this is interesting, because that's how all websites make money, is having advertisements on them.
Yeah.
Or having a sponsor. Sponsored post was a thing back then, not so much anymore. And so I started doing that, and I went from having, an income of $8 a month to paying my bills these days. And that's my main income these days, is that and YouTube.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm able to
YouTube's great as
on.
well.
It can be. I mean, a lot of people who even have sizable channels, unless they get a lot of sponsorships and they've got products to sell, I mean, you can make, a modest amount, but it's actually getting the sponsorships that pays the bills with that.
When you're doing the videos, because you have shorts and then you have videos, how long does it take you to do a video, for example, like a 10-minute video, to edit it and everything?
It takes me 2 days. So today I'm going to be filming in the garden. So I'm going to be filming Sunday's YouTube video. So I release videos every 2 weeks on a Sunday. Okay. So I'll spend probably 4 hours outside filming. And it would be shorter if I was just talking. If I was just talking, it would be super easy. But with gardening, you have to show what you're doing as well.
Of course.
And at least my style of video. So I'll be showing dividing certain plants and things like that. So I'll do all my filming this afternoon, and then I'll spend most of tomorrow afternoon editing. Now, other people think that that's pretty quick. So Alexandra, who has a middle-sized garden, and she I think I spoke with her once, and it takes her a week, basically, to do her
Whoa.
video. I don't
But
think it's
are
solid.
they longer? Are
Yeah,
they
they're
longer videos, or they're the
longer.
They're
same
often
sort of
longer,
length?
and she has so much research that goes into hers. And I think it's also one of the biggest bits of work with editing videos is B-roll content. And she uses tons of that. So B-roll content is just extra little videos and extra little clips that help to illustrate an idea or a design feature or what you're actually doing. So I have a catalog of all the video and images that I've taken in the past, and it's all organized by month and year. I wish it was better organized by plant. And so hunting around trying to find the right B-roll, it takes ages.
Yeah.
Ages.
Yeah, I can imagine. Gosh.
Yeah.
So when you make the soaps, you're using plants from your garden. Are they entirely self-sufficient soaps?
Part of it will include plants from the garden. So there'll be a small amount of, say, madder root in my rose geranium and lavender soaps, or there will be mint from the garden in my mint, because the thing is essential oils, you need so much plant material to be able to extract just the tiniest amount.
It's quite funny, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Which is why it's so
a friend
expensive.
nearby has a lavender farm, and to make a 80 milliliters, so a relatively small bottle of lavandin, so a type of lavender essential oil, you need 12.5 kilograms of lavender flowers.
That's unimaginable.
So Rose Auto essential oil, which is true rose, I think it's a 5 milliliter bottle, so a teeny tiny one, 50,000 roses.
Right.
So,
oh my god.
So I do buy
really
in
makes you think,
essential
doesn't it?
oils. I do buy in essential oils. I buy in the actual base oils as well. So the coconut oil. Obviously, I don't grow coconuts,
No.
shea butter, and things like that. So I buy those in from sustainable sources, and I make my soaps with those, along with plants that I can use in the garden. Calendula flowers in my setting calendula soap. So it infuses that aspect of the garden in. It brings it back. And I use my beeswax and honey in my products too.
Yeah, so tell us about your beehives. How many beehives do you have?
Yeah.
I have 2 at the moment. I had 3, but one failed earlier this year. It happens.
And those will come with you, presumably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And winter is a great time to move bees, so I'm hoping it all comes together.
In winter, please. Come on now,
Got
people.
a lot of animals to consider there. And so from your 2 beehives, how much honey are you getting from those?
It depends. It depends on the year. So I actually have a bunch of honey frames waiting for me to extract in the other room. Just one of these things that have been on my to-do list. And so one of the supers, so one frame that you see that comes out of a beehive, that can have up to 5 jars of honey.
Wow.
So up to 5. But I tend to find that with mine, I have the species of bee that I have. It's a honeybee, but it's the British black, which is a very small type of honeybee.
Oh,
and
sweet.
they're not as productive as the larger Italian strains, which you find in England and throughout Europe. So I don't know. I think probably I'll take about 50 jars of honey from each hive, but I also leave a lot of honey in each colony because I don't feed my bees. I let them make enough for themselves for the winter, and I just take the surplus.
So how did you find your bees, your colony?
Well, the Isle of Man is a really interesting place to beekeep because we don't have the bee diseases that are so prevalent in the rest of the world because of the separation of the sea. So there's no varroa mite here.
Nice.
You don't get foul brood here that I'm aware of. So, but that also means that there's restrictions on bringing bees into the island, and we can't bring them in. We can't bring in used equipment. So everything has to be brand new or made here, and you have to get your bees here. And so my first colony was this very small nucleus, so a very small colony of bees, and I got it from another beekeeper, and she gave it to me to start off with. I took the beekeeping course that was offered by the local association, and that started me off. And then all of my bees have come either from that original nucleus that I've split, or they've come from a swarm.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. And so
Yeah,
you're
amazing.
eating the honey and you're using the honey in your products.
I do.
Yeah.
And I sell the honey too.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, wow.
Quite on the quiet.
What does on the quiet mean?
It just means I don't advertise very much because I don't have very much. I'm not a huge commercial beekeeper.
Yeah.
So I'll bring my honey. I do one event every year. I do one Christmas fair, which is at the end of next month. So I'll bring all the honey that I have extra at that point. And whatever I have left after that, then I will very quietly either advertise to friends, or occasionally I will put up a post, but not very often do I have to do that.
And do you have to go through stringent health and safety checks if you're selling the honey as a
we have
product?
heard this.
I mean, you should, and you should be registered. And I have had the government come around to look at my premises before in the past, especially when I was making food for the farmers market. I did food and skincare.
Right.
Okay.
But with honey, not so much. I mean, most of the beekeepers here in the Isle of Man, they work from their kitchens or their sheds.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those cottage industries.
Yeah.
But also it's honey, isn't it? It's a by the very nature of it,
it doesn't need any preservatives. You can literally open it up, strain it, and put it into jars, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't pasteurize it. I don't do anything to it.
I saw this amazing ASMR video that you did with the honey where you've got the comb and you're just squeezing it into the jar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the most satisfying thing you could possibly ever see. Just all that honey. It was just like, wow.
Yes, I put that up earlier this year. The method's called crushing and straining, and it's not very practical on a large scale, but it is very satisfying doing that. Just the honey oozing over your fingers.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're doing that honey is going to be for your own personal use.
Of course. You're not going to go, here's my hand plus honey.
I had this mental image of, how with making wine, you have all the people running around stomping the grapes. Imagine that with the honeycomb.
Yeah. Why not, though? It hasn't done any harm in the wine industry.
So, Tanya, for the dream garden, what would be the garden boundary, so surrounding?
When we moved here, the garden was a blank slate, and we didn't have any boundary at all other than some plastic tape along one side and some wooden stakes.
This is between you and your neighbor?
This is it's not the neighbor. No one lives there. It's an old barn and just derelict land. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we needed to create a boundary. And in our in our mortgage agreement and all of that, and purchase, the previous owner said that we needed to put a hedge in there, which is fantastic. That's what I would have done anyway.
Yeah.
But instead of getting a hedge that is just, say, an evergreen or just needs clipping, I wanted to get something that's going to be something that provides food for wildlife that we could use for picking things like elderflowers and sloes. And so I ordered bare root hedging, edible hedging from the UK, brought it here. There were two companies. One is now defunct, unfortunately. And since then, so that was 2022 that we planted those as these little tiny whips. They have grown to 15 feet tall, some of them.
It's funny what you can do with whips.
I
it's
know.
Just sticks. It's just like, what is this meant to do?
Whips are the way forward, aren't they?
Yeah.
Whips are the way forward.
We planted trees as plug plants, tiny plug plants, because we couldn't afford more. And then, that was the dog. A few years later, we planted some whips, and the whips have just gone for it. And these little trees that were planted a few years before are still trying to catch up with the whips that are much younger, but just taken off. They're brilliant.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? That the smaller, more immature plants or trees, you get them, and they just establish so much better than ones that have grown in a pot for too long.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you've got sloes in there, elderflower.
wild cherry.
Oh yes.
Wild rose.
Yes.
Oh, I love the roses. What else? Oh, there's the red elderberry, which is not a native, but the birds here love it. And it also flowers earlier than the European elders, and you can use the elderflower the same way.
Oh, great. And when does that flower then?
So it first starts flowering in late April.
Right.
Okay.
Whereas where you've got to wait another month or 6 weeks for the elder to really come in. Or is it mid-April? It's very early, very early.
Yeah, lovely. So you would have that around your dream garden then?
Oh,
entirely
100%.
Surrounding. Absolutely.
Completely surrounding it. But I would want to weave in probably some more natives that are evergreen or semi-evergreen, just to create a little bit more structure in it as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the edible hedging is deciduous and the leaves drop, and then you it's great for pruning and for propagating, which I will be doing this winter, hardwood propagating. But if you're trying to screen something, it's a little bit more troublesome.
It's a bit patchy in the winter months.
A little bit on view.
And how high are you in your dream garden? Are you going to have this hedge?
Yes.
It really depends. I mean, in my dream garden, so potentially this next house, we have areas that, I mean, it could go as high as it wants. But in other areas, we want to maybe lay the hedge to create more of a boundary and less of a massive wall.
Okay.
Because you want that sea view.
Yes. I mean, I definitely wouldn't put it in any places that would obstruct the view.
Yeah.
But as a boundary, mainly hedging.
Would you like a shed or a greenhouse?
Both.
You can only choose one.
Had to choose.
If I had to choose one, okay, greenhouse.
Greenhouse. Are you wanting the polygrub?
Yeah.
So you'd have that.
Does that fit in the category?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
you can
100%.
bend the rules here. So
one end of the polycrub is going to be storage, like it is right now.
Yeah. Okay. So because polycrub is basically a polycarbonate shell, isn't it? So
it is,
similar to a polycarbonate greenhouse, but in a polytunnel shape.
Well, it's made out of the same polycarbonate that you see in conservatory roofs sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it's very, very firm. It's I've seen the polycarbonate plastic greenhouses. I used to have one, and they're just like, you can get a flimsy double-walled one, but most of them are just single. So it's double-walled.
Yeah.
So it's got the extra insulation and extra structure in it.
And what makes that a better shape than having a greenhouse, a polycarbonate greenhouse?
Yes.
Polycarbonate greenhouse, you mean the shape? I think it's just a practical shape.
Is it perhaps better when you've got storms that the wind sort of flows over easier than a greenhouse that's more...
It's a curve.
Vertical
lines. Well, there's that.
But
I mean, I have quite a windy garden. The greenhouse does quite fine in its shape. I think it's more the practicality of building it with these huge sheets of polycarbonate. It's much easier just to bend it
wrap
over.
it over than it.
Whoop. Yeah, it makes it relatively quick to build compared to all of the different pieces that a greenhouse needs.
So when you put in your concrete bed, did you build the polycrub yourself that came flat pack, or did someone come and put it together for you?
Oh gosh, no. Well, Josh and I did the foundation, so the stakes for all along the sides, and then we hired a couple of local old boys that I know to come. So they're joiners, and they faffed about there for 2 weeks. They probably could have gotten it done in a week, but two characters.
So it does arrive flat pack.
Oh yes, everything is flat pack. You get bags of fittings and
scary.
I've had a few people contact me talking about building it themselves. I'm like, have fun.
Don't try the old boys.
Do not.
We have 2 old boys who can help you.
Yeah.
Take 2 weeks.
Make them a nice lunch and they'll be there.
I see. Slightly scary. So you'd have a polycrub and you'd have one end would be storage. What sort of size in your dream garden would your polycrub be?
I think double the size that I have right now. So right now, mine is well, they're all 4 meters wide, and my current one is 7 meters long. And so I would want it double that length. It's absolutely perfect, but I would like more space indoors to use, just more versatile space, because right now it's just all beds with just little areas at the end. I have a potting bench on one side, which I love working in there as a potting bench right by the door so it doesn't get too hot. And then on the other side, I store my larger garden tools, and I've got a shelving unit there too for some plants that I'm propagating.
Right.
But yeah, 100%, that would be my choice. But it would be nice to have
Absolutely.
a shed as well.
You can't, sorry.
You can't. No, you're doomed.
Disappointing.
Well then, what would be 5 ornamentals for your dream garden if you had to choose 5?
I am the type of gardener that I like to grow things that have a purpose other than looking pretty. I mean, I have lots of beautiful plants in the garden, but I like to have ones that I can either use in projects, in crafts, or that are beneficial to wildlife.
Yeah.
So I do have 2 that I do love that are purely ornamental, but the first 3 are I love roses.
Yes.
I love climbing roses, but I love the types that create really beautiful hips that I can pick for rose hips. I have a variety called Generous Gardener that I have trained over an arch. It's beautiful. The wild roses that I grow in the hedgerow, I love them as well. Yeah. There are I also have some Portland roses, and I have a type of rose that is specifically for essential oil production I got this year. It's a Bulgarian rose. Just out of curiosity, and also to learn more about the species that goes into essential oil.
So you're not making essential oil from that though, because you don't have enough.
It's literally when they harvest in Bulgaria and other places in the world, they're stuffing sacks full of flower heads of roses and taking them. And as I said, 50,000 roses.
Yeah.
Would your dream garden have space for 50,000 roses to be able to make your essential oil?
That's a lot of hard work. So probably not.
If you had staff to do that.
Yeah.
Potentially, but it's not really the climate here for high essential oil production within the plants themselves. They will grow, they will smell beautiful, but their essential oil capacity will not be as high as in a warmer climate with heat.
The Isle of Man is where your dream garden would be. There's nowhere else in the world you'd rather be.
No. How
lovely.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. What are the other ones?
Fennel. I love fennel as an ornamental. I have noted that it is used in a lot of ornamental plantings these days.
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful structural plant, and you can get the herb fennel, which doesn't have any bulb at all, and then Florence fennel also produces those same gorgeous stalks and flower heads. So both of them.
Nice.
Lavender.
Of course.
Love lavender.
Yeah.
And I've got several varieties in the garden.
Do you put it in your soaps, the lavender?
This is an interesting one. No, I don't tend to anymore, because the lavender buds, I used to use them to decorate the tops of soap. It looks gorgeous. Whenever lavender buds come into contact with soap, though, because it's a different pH, it will turn the lavender brown over time. And so if you have a scattering of lavender buds in or on your soap, they end up looking like mouse droppings. So
I have experienced this firsthand, because Sweet Pea used to lovingly make me little soaps, and they would have lavender on, and I'd have these mouse dropping soaps in my bathroom. And I would think, just remember it's lavender, and I'd wash myself, and then you end up, of course, with all the mouse droppings in your drain and clogging up the bath drain. So yeah, that hasn't worked well for us.
You can use it to make an infused oil, though. So you take the flowers, the lavender flowers, and you basically soak them in a carrier oil, such as sweet almond oil is my favorite, but you can use rice bran. You could even use olive oil, although it has its own kind of strong scent.
Yeah,
it does.
And if you do that, then you have kind of a weak lavender oil, but then you can infuse it again with fresh lavender flowers and bulk it up. So you can use lavender in that way. And you can also make a type of hydrosol as well at home.
So you then add the oil to your soap base?
You can do, but I don't at this moment.
Right.
I will use it in salves and other skincare, so face creams and things like that.
Right.
Ah,
interesting.
okay.
Maybe give that a go, Sweet Pea.
Yeah. What are you using for your face creams, for example?
My personal favorite with my skin, because I have mature skin, I'm in my 40s, is I use a lot of rosehip oil. I love rosehip oil.
Really good.
It's very nourishing, and I love using shea butter, just things that will add moisture, that will help my skin feel great. And also I have oily skin, so I use oils so I use shea butter, but in a small amount compared to other oils. And I also use natural kind of vegetable based, so plant based oils that don't feel as oily. So there's various different types that are more kind of like natural manufactured rather than straight from the plant. So cocoa capulate, for example. Yeah. So you can use those as the base. So skin creams tend to be about 70 to 80% water. So that water can be it could be distilled water. It could be it's water. And the rest of it's made up of a small amount of oil, different agents to help emulsify, tiny amount of scent. So for hand cream and body care, it could be 1% of it could be, say, an essential oil. With face cream, you can use with some essential oils up to 1%, but usually it's about 0.5%. So basically, when you are buying skin creams or hand creams or whatever, you are basically buying water and a few
expensive
special ingredients to make it into a cream.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. And most people are not
it?
aware.
Yeah. And so do you only use your products now on yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'll buy. If I'm curious about another product, I love buying and trying out other products as well. Especially if it's really mad busy as well, like it has been here recently. So I have been buying and sampling a few other things.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Then what are your last two ornamentals?
They're purely ornamental. Well, almost. I love dahlias. I love water lily style dahlias.
Yes, lovely.
Do you have a particular one that you like?
There's one called Rancho, which is lovely. And I'm looking at it right now. The yellow, it is kind of a yellow one, but it has also become more yellow with the years, I feel, like with me saving it. So I'm not sure that I like it as much.
No, there's like too yellow, mate. Too yellow.
There are various ones.
Okay.
But I just love that's the shape of any color,
aren't they?
For the most part, the water lily style.
Lily. Beautiful.
There's something about them, it's quite angelic. And the final ornamental.
So that's one that I've just started growing this year, and that is bearded irises. I do love them.
Yeah, well, they're absolutely exquisite, aren't they?
I grew them in a bed out here, and I had foxgloves behind them, so they were a bit taller and kind of fill in the gaps.
Yes.
And then I had sweet alyssum all through the front, so you had that very low white color,
stunning.
but you had the honey scent from them.
Right.
And I'm really happy with that planting.
What color are your bearded irises or variety?
I bought some very fancy ones, and I'll have to look to see which varieties they are because I can't remember. But they're all different colors, and they're not solid colors. They're more modern ones. I'll see if I can find the names.
Is it like an ombre effect?
I'll tell you later.
Well, they are such stunning flowers, aren't they? We had Tom Hoblin on a Chit-Chat, and that was one of his chosen flowers, was the bearded iris. Yeah. In his dream garden, he imagined it like the Monet, sort of almost Monet colours of the various purples, but different shades. So pretty. As it went off into the distance. And then we also had Lucy Skellon. She has the National Collection of Foster irises because her grandfather or great-great-grandfather is Foster. They're his irises.
Wow.
So absolutely stunning.
They're stunning, and they're hardy. They don't flower for nearly as long as I would like. And I'm still new to growing them, but I'm just fascinated by them unfolding and these kind of tongues of color, and so beautiful and delicate, but they're strong too, and they have to be able to withstand the wind in my garden.
Yeah. And also they're quite easy to propagate. Like I had a bed and it was just didn't really have much in it, and I kind of wanted some really early color, and it's the river terrace, and so it's all kind of blues. But then I wanted to put a little bit of yellow in there, so I had these bearded irises, and they were all creating crowns. So they had all the leaves were out on the kind of exterior, and there was just kind of a crown in the middle. So I just cut through them and
you chop the rhizomes and
chopped it up into lots of little rhizomes and really cut back the leaves hard. And I thought, oh, these aren't going to do much, because I just kind of shoved them randomly in the soil, and they just went
really
amazing.
So it's a great plant. Now then, what would be 5 edible plants?
A couple of them are quite standard. I love growing pumpkins. I love seeing them just sprawl and form these beautiful fruits. Uchiki-kuri is probably my favorite, just because it's so orange and it's the right size for a meal for a couple of people, not like the massive ones. Crown Prince is a very nice one, though, to eat.
And beautiful one to look at as well.
It is pretty.
What sort of things do you do with your pumpkins in the kitchen?
Yeah.
You can make soap with pumpkins.
All right.
Oh, well, there we go.
But I mainly just use them for cooking.
So it's more savoury dishes. You wouldn't do any sweet dishes?
Yeah, so
pumpkin
pie with some of them, pumpkin soup. They go great in couscous, just chopped up, roasted. Nice. I mean, what can't you put pumpkin in, really?
That's a good point.
Yeah, we're definitely sold on all squashes, really. But also, you bought some chocolate sweet pea recently, and they had pumpkin in them. They were Halloween chocolates.
Oh, wow.
From
interesting.
A really nice chocolatier near you, and it's really tasty.
Huh.
Really yummy.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
How unique.
Pumpkin and chocolate is a very nice thing.
Wow.
Then what are your other edibles?
I love growing rhubarb.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's bog standard. I love the look of a rhubarb plant. I love being able to use it. It makes beautiful wine, rhubarb wine. You can use it for all sorts of desserts. And if you don't want to do anything with it, it just looks nice.
Just looks pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice
Often one that people who go for a more sort of tropical, exotic look in their garden, but in the UK will have rhubarb, because it does look so exotic at times, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it gives that effect.
It's very architectural.
Yeah.
And it's just so low maintenance as well.
You're not using that in your soaps, though?
Interestingly, yes, I have.
Right.
Oh, does it work?
Not the stalks or the leaves.
Right.
You can use the leaves in natural dyeing, I believe, but the root, which is toxic, you should not eat the root. Shouldn't eat the leaves either. But rhubarb root, if you dry it out, you infuse it into a carrier oil like olive oil, and then you use it to make soap. It creates pink soap.
All right.
Oh no, that sounds fun.
Interesting. And the toxicity of it isn't an issue.
Nope. It's a lot of plants. They're toxic if you ingest them. So if you eat them, but if they're on your skin, they don't pass your skin barrier. It's fine.
So you're saying don't
and it's such a
eat
tiny
the
amount.
soap.
Yeah, I mean you shouldn't eat soap anyway. Just eating plain soap will probably make you very sick.
Ugh, gosh, don't want to think of that.
That's what my parents' generation used to say: is wash your mouth out with soap.
Oh, mine
too.
Yeah,
yours as well.
Oh,
I've never heard that, have you, Sweet Pea?
No, God, don't.
You'd be arrested. Child abuse.
It's more a saying. I think actually it would be used as a punishment.
I've had soap in my mouth before. Oh, I've had it. Oh yeah.
Did you used to swear a lot when you were little, Tanya?
Not very much, but my parents did.
Right.
So what's good for them isn't good for me, apparently.
No.
No. Yes. And then the other edible plants.
Elephant garlic.
Oh, beautiful. Yes, we love that.
Love elephant garlic.
And you can just eat endless cloves of elephant garlic.
You can when you're on your own.
Not
Not when I come
when
back
you're on
home.
your own. Yeah, it's like if we're going to have elephant garlic, we both have to have it.
Yeah.
And I will say there is a point where it becomes very uncomfortable in the night. If you have too much. Have you ever had more than like 5 cloves of elephant garlic?
I have. And I'm
She's done
currently,
extremes.
Sweet Pea's away at university a lot of the time, so I've been forgetting how much garlic I should use because I'm only cooking for one instead of two. So I will consume a lot and it does smell. But I did used to make this amazing garlic soup where you put 6
Ooh.
whole heads of garlic in it.
Yeah.
And there was a sweet spot where you had to boil it for so long. If you went to the right point, then your breath wouldn't smell if you had it. But if you underboiled it, you had serious problems. And when Sweet Bee was a baby and I had made this soup for a boyfriend at the time, actually, he was always getting very ill. So I said, I've got just the thing for you. I've got my garlic soup. And I went swimming with a mother and child swimming session. And my friend was at the other end of the 25-meter pool and she said, I can smell you from here.
Over the water.
It was that bad. So, and it did. It oozed out of every pore.
It does.
It seriously did. It was horrific. So I learned that lesson.
I mean, the other day, Mum picked me up from uni, and the first thing, not a hey, hello, not anything, was, I've just had some garlic. Does my breath smell? And that's the first thing I heard. I was like, okay, hello to you too. How are you doing?
I actually quite like the smell of garlic. It doesn't offend me if someone's had garlic around me, and I hardly ever notice. But if you go beyond that point where it's literally oozing out of your pores,
that's bad news.
Then you're doomed.
Yeah.
Bad times.
Then a line has been crossed.
Yeah. I would agree, Tanya. Lesson to be learned.
Yes, but you're not going to learn it, are you?
No.
Nope. And then last 2 edibles.
My last 2 are thornless blackberries,
Right.
and potatoes. I love growing potatoes.
Yep.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with a potato. So your blackberries, are they growing in the hedgerow?
They're not. I have them trained on a trellis, and so they are also creating a kind of a living fence.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm not sure what variety they are because I got them as cuttings, which I propagated. They propagate so easily, and got them from an allotment neighbor. But they are incredible. The berries they're in a league of their own. They are blackberries, but they're double to triple the size.
Oh,
very
yummy.
juicy.
Wow.
And they just create such a nice living fence, like
Yeah.
a barrier, which we have right on the side of our driveway going into the garden.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so they look good, they serve a function, and the berries, oh, amazing.
Did I see you? Are you making jam with those?
Yeah.
Yes. They make the most incredible jam. Wow.
Oh.
Well, you know, if you make blackberry jam with your typical brambleberries, there tends to be a lot of seeds. I don't like lots of seeds.
Gets caught in your
so
teeth.
you can either strain it out and make a kind of a jelly, or you could use thornless blackberries, which have a lot more juice and fruit to seed ratio. And then it's the right amount of seeds. It's perfectly fine.
Oh, they sound good. And I like the fact that they're so much bigger as well.
Oh, yes. Huge. Absolutely huge.
Well then, your one statement tree, if you had to choose one tree.
You know, I had a good think about this, and I would say that a lot of trees could be my favorite. I think it's the age of the tree. It's like an old majestic oak, having an old oak or an old gnarled apple tree, just something that has history and personality.
That's seen a lot in its life.
Well, it has so much more personality.
Yeah.
I mean, I have tons of trees in the garden, but and I think a lot of people will agree, you approach an old ancient tree and it has a life of its own. So I think having an old oak.
An old wise oak.
Nice
that would be beautiful.
oak.
And then all the wildlife that inhabits that as well.
100%.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of trees there. Are they ones that you've planted? Or did they come with the property?
There were only 2 trees in the garden when we bought it. There's an old plum tree and an apple tree that barely produces and has a terrible case of powdery mildew.
Yeah.
So you know powdery mildew, how it affects annual veg. It can affect some perennials as well, and it comes back year in, year out, and it's a pain. And we've got some trees at the bottom of the garden as well, quite large ash trees. There's a sycamore, We have a Sitka spruce at the bottom that is quite sick as well. It has something called Cytophora.
Right.
Oh no.
So we've had to take down part of it, and so the rest of it will have to come down in like 5 to 10 years. I know, it's so sad because it again is a beautiful tree, just huge Sitka spruce.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you can go up to a tree and not wrap your arms around the trunk, wow.
Yeah. The lovely feeling. Isn't it
That
the
is
Isle of
amazing.
Man that has wallabies?
Yes.
You got wallabies there. Is there anything in terms of plants that you have there that we don't have on the mainland?
There's a lot fewer things here than you have on the Big Island. It's not called the mainland here. You'll get in trouble saying that here.
Because it's not your
bigger
mainland.
island.
The bigger island.
There's a lot fewer plants, I would say. As far as garden plants, not so much, because there are so many nurseries that will ship here, many that won't, but some that will. Wildlife, though, there's a lot fewer types of wildlife. There's no foxes, there's no badgers, there's no squirrels, there's no snakes. What else?
No snakes,
slow worms. No.
Slow worms. Oh, that's
no
sad.
slow worms. So we have a lot fewer different, no deer.
Yeah.
And so
crikey,
that was
wow.
often a question when I had the allotment, because it's just a huge open field.
So you're not fencing off from...
Oh,
No,
it would otherwise be a pest.
No problem.
Yeah, there's very little that
Don't
will
need
be
a
a
deer
pest.
fencing. Do you have rabbits there?
Yeah.
There are rabbits, although
Okay.
they're not a problem in my garden. I know that they are a problem in some people's gardens. Wallabies, they browse and eat like rabbits.
Really? Just
And
massive rabbits.
There's over
How do you
1,000.
fence off a wallaby from you? A rabbit's one thing, but it's...
I don't know. So I live in the north of the Isle of Man, and this is where the higher concentration of wallabies is. And I've never seen them in the garden, but my neighbor has seen them in the field behind our house.
Okay.
And I mean, they're everywhere. So
That's funny.
it is funny. So hopefully just having edible hedging of a certain height and with a fence running with it as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that will keep them out.
Don't you have goats or something with 4 horns?
The Lockton sheep.
It's a sheep.
It's a sheep.
Like 2 straight ones and 2 curly ones.
Yeah, 2 curved ones, yeah. Lockton sheep.
Wow.
That's the native breed of sheep.
That's specific to the island.
Wow.
They're specific to the Isle of Man, and they are much smaller. And I have a friend who farms Locktons as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Two friends actually, and occasionally we'll buy lamb from the farmer.
Right.
Usually like half a lamb, which we put in the freezer.
Keeps you going.
They're really interesting to look at.
Yeah, they look extraordinary. It doesn't look real. It looks like a made up something from Narnia.
I'm now looking that up afterwards. I've never heard of this.
Lockton sheep. I mean, it's just that kind of that island kind of mutation thing going on there. Like Manx cats as well. Manx cats come from the Isle of Man.
Cats.
No tails.
Of course they do, yes.
What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, another thing that came from the island, of course, was the Bee Gees.
Of course.
Lest we forget the Bee Gees.
there's a wonderful, relatively new statue of them on the promenade in the nation's capital.
Oh, sweet! Very proud of that.
In your dream garden, would you like a pond or a pool, and what plant would you have in that area?
Pond, 100%. And it would be the water hawthorn.
Ooh,
okay.
Water hawthorn, very nice plant.
And it is a plant that I read about in a magazine a few years ago, because when you have a pond, you typically think of plants that will flower and bring beauty as well as, things for wildlife. And water lily is one of them. And I have water lilies in my small pond right now.
Yeah.
But if you want to have something that flowers in the off season, autumn, early spring, sometimes in the winter, water hawthorn, and they're just starting to poke their little heads up right now.
Do they have a flower like an upside down Himalayan honeysuckle flower? Is it like that, which sort of tallish? A tallish flower with...
It's white with little black speckles, and I wouldn't say it's like a Himalayan balsam flower.
No, Himalayan honeysuckle. I'm only saying that because Sweet Pea, isn't that what Anne-Marie and Andrew chose for their dream garden?
Oh yes, I know that as pheasant berry.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I guess if you have like the flower, the bracts, kind of like hanging from the stems slightly, then I could see maybe a vague resemblance. But I just love how it adds so much character in the off season, because we often don't have enough in our gardens for interest in autumn and winter, and I love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And would your pond be sizable or just a little pond? I know you've built a little pond at your place. If you had the space, would you go for broke and have a lake-sized pond, or would you keep it quite small?
I would have both. The more water features that you're able to put in your garden, the more wildlife will find its way there, and they're just beautiful to look at. There's just something so serene about having water running in the garden, or even just sitting in pools.
Yeah.
So the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And would you want them connected to each other, or would you want them separate?
I would love to have a rill. I've seen some beautiful rills, and if there was a way to connect a couple of them with a rill along a pathway, I would 100% do that.
Yeah, with like a little mini bridge that you have to walk over.
Oh,
yes. Of the rill going past. That
or
would be
just
nice.
following the trickle of the water, seeing where it goes.
Yeah.
I guess it would be nice to have it big enough so that if there were fish or tadpoles, that they could travel between them as well.
Oh, that would be quite fun.
Although probably that would be a little bit dangerous with all my cats.
Oh yes, of course, your cats.
Oh no. Okay, scratch that idea.
Yeah. It's not happening.
Okay, so we're not having a rill.
We're not having a...
We're doomed.
Yeah.
Final question is, what would be your favourite seating area to relax in, a drink to have with you, and a plant to have by your side?
My favourite place in my current garden is the bench next to the pond. It has its back against the polycrub, so it's a nice comfy place. And a nice drink. It depends on the time of day. If it was in the evening, definitely have a nice lovely glass of Malbec. But if it were during the day, we could go and collect some herbs from the garden and make a nice herbal tea.
Oh, of course, that would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
But in your dream garden, would it would be a bench by your pond? You wouldn't want it anywhere else.
It depends on how many midges and other biting insects were around and how big the pond is. When you have a smaller pond, it's much easier to sit and enjoy. So
it's your dream, so there are no midges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine there's no pests.
As I said, just looking out at water, it brings so much serenity.
Okay.
So the pond, or looking out towards the sea.
The sea view.
Yeah.
And it would still be a bench.
Outdoors, a bench for sure.
A bench.
When I say bench, I don't mean just like a plain seating area. There could be plants growing around it. Maybe some lavender, roses, things that will smell lovely. Honeysuckle. Okay. So maybe it's set against something that has various plants so that you feel cozy as well.
Like a pergola type thing around it.
A pergola. Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
Okay. And so would your plant be a honeysuckle? What do you want your plant to be just next to you?
You know what? I'll go for lavender, because there's nothing like sitting and running your fingers through lavender growing right beside, and then smelling your hands.
Yeah, and also the sound that comes with the lavender. Ours is constantly buzzing in the summer months. It's such a reassuring sound, isn't it, to hear that hum? Just permanent hum.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that is really, really lovely. Well, I'm going to read back to you your dream garden just in case there's anything you want to change about it. So, garden boundary. First of all, we're definitely still going to be on the Isle of Man. And we wanted a beautiful edible hedgerow planting going all the way around, with things like wild cherry, wild rose, red elderberry, sloes, for example. Lots of different heights depending on what you want to see, depending on views. But also you did want some evergreen natives in there as well. Then you wanted a polycrub with one end for storage and the other end for beds, 4 meters wide and 14 meters long, because we want double the size. Sounds amazing. Then your 5 ornamentals, we had roses, for example, generous gardener, or Portland roses, or Bulgarian roses, fennel, lavender, dahlias, the water lily style ones, for example, rancho, and bearded irises. Then your 5 edibles, we had pumpkins like uchiki kori, hope I said that correctly, rhubarb, elephant garlic, thornless blackberries, and potatoes. And your one tree was a beautiful old majestic oak. Then you wanted a pond with water hawthorn in there, but you did want kind of lots of different ponds. Then we were thinking of rill with fish, and then we thought, oh no, that's not going to work with the cats, so scratch that idea.
We can still have the rill, just
We
no
can still
fish.
have the rill, yeah. Just
It
no
has to
fish.
be just a tiny trickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll have a tiny trickle going between them. And then finally, your favourite seating area was a bench next to the pond or looking at the sea view, maybe kind of all cozy with a pergola, for example, lavender next to you in the evening with a glass of Malbec, or in the day with a herbal tea.
Sounds wonderful. When am I getting it?
Yeah. Well, hopefully
Keeping everything crossed, you get an
Yeah.
offer on your house.
Yeah,
You
fingers
can
crossed.
move in by
Exactly.
Christmas, would be ideal.
Christmas, please.
Oh, early next year. I'll take
Early
that.
next year.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be
hopefully
keeping
that all
everything
works.
crossed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, this has been lovely.
It's been really fantastic. What a dream garden.
Yeah, exactly.
That's been a good old chit chat with Tanya.
Thank you so much.